Hello everyone, I hope you guys are all having a fabulous Monday. Today I'm coming at you with our weekly Minks Monday Q&A, but before we get started, let me share the bag that I'm currently using, and that is the Louis Vuitton Alma PM in Monogram Vernis in the color Cerise. I just switched over to it yesterday. I have been using my Neverfull MM for quite some time now, and I just decided, you know, with the holidays coming up, why not get some color going, you know what I mean? And I know I sound super nasally, so hopefully it's not too bad for our Minks Mondays. All right, so let's get started with the very first question. From Jessie84, I am interested in the Hermes Bastia coin purse. Do you think it's a good purchase versus purchasing the Louis Vuitton round coin purse? As much as I love the Hermes Bastia, I think it's a great little coin purse. It opens up. It has, you know, the thing with Hermes and their leathers is the leather is fantastic, number one. And number two, the colors that they use for their leather is, I mean, beautiful. They're just beautiful. However, I would be so worried about, you know, getting it dirty with, you know, the coin residue and just making it look kind of funky. So for that matter, for the sake of it really being a functional piece, I would go for the Louis Vuitton coin purse. Not that there's anything wrong with the Hermes piece, but I think it's too pretty to get that dirty with all that coin residue, as I said before. So Hermes round coin or Louis Vuitton coin purse for sure. Elaine Howard, the question about selling to a third party made a lot of sense, and this is in reference to what I talked about last week. But you also mentioned scam artists. Would you please let us know more about these people? And this, like I said, this is in reference to last week and what I talked about as far as selling your items yourself, and you know, some of the things that people do out there that are very shady and kind of make us very apprehensive as to whether or not we want to sell our items ourselves, or just, you know, put our faith in a third party for an online consignment shop or stuff like that. Now, the things that I have come across, even way back when I first started, you know, in the luxury world, I came across the type of people that would buy the item from you, and you know, you'd ship it out, and then when they got it, they'd say that it was a replica, it was this and that. They'd open up a case with PayPal, with eBay, or whoever, and you know, 9 times out of 10 PayPal ends up saying, well, why don't we just, you know, resolve the issue by you shipping the item back, not the person shipping the item back, and then me giving them a refund. So what would happen is like I said, these are some of the things that have happened to me in the past, and a lot of these things have happened to some of my girlfriends, and you know, I'm part of some groups that talk about the same type of issues. So I just, like I said, I just want to bring them up to the forefront so you guys know some of the crooks that are out there. So as I said before, the people would ship back the item, and you know, the other party would give them the refund. And when you get the item back, it turns out it is a replica, but the crappy thing is that you actually sent an authentic piece. And you know, when it comes to that, there's things that you can do. You can add little what are they called, you know, there's sometimes like Fashion File has them, that if you take, or Yogi's Closet, I'm sorry, if you take off this tag, then that means that you keep the bag. There's things that you can add to it when you sell them yourself, but still, those are some of the, you know, some of the people that are out there that are just shady. They'll just say that, oh, it's a fake item, you know, they get their money back and you get a replica, and you know, you can still open up a further case saying that you got this, that, and the other. It is just a major headache. Another thing is that sometimes people that I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, I had someone that I had something for sale, and they just jumped on it. They didn't, I said, would you like to see pictures? Do you want to see this? You know, I don't want any, when I sell something, I don't want any surprises. I don't want someone to get it and say, I didn't see this. You know, I'm very thorough. And they said, no, you know, it's fine. I just want the item. And turns out that the way that they paid was with a stolen credit card. So then, you know, then I had there was another case that happened up with that. And something else is that I read on one of the groups that I'm part of, they said that they sent the item to the person, and, or I'm sorry, they bought something from someone else, and when they opened up their package, it was just garbage inside of a USPS box. It was horrible. You know what I mean? So, you know, they had to open up a case. So there are definitely some fabulous sellers out there, whether you go through online consignment shops, whether you go through personal, you know, personal sellers. There are some wonderful, wonderful people out there who really are, you know, trying to get the best price for their item, and they have great items in fabulous condition. But there are also scam artists that will try to, you know, pull one over you and just say, oh, well, it was fake, or it was this, or it was that. So like I said, it doesn't mean that this is going to happen if you guys end up selling it, but just know that there are some of these people. And there's a lot of other cases that, you know, that have happened with some of my friends and things like that. But these are the ones that stand out the most, that those are the things that you have to look out for. So, you know, just be very, very careful if you end up selling your items, and be very, very thorough. Even if they say, oh, I don't want pictures, it's always good to cover your butt and just give them as much information about the item as possible. If, especially if someone on eBay decides to, if let's say you have something on eBay and they say, hey, you know, how about we settle this outside of eBay so you don't have to pay the fees. I can pay you through this way. You know, it's always, always good to have a paper trail, and just that way, if anything ever happens, it doesn't mean that you're expecting the worst in people, but you're also just covering your behind, and you're covering your purchases, or you're covering the items that you're selling. So always have a paper trail. Give them tons of information, tons of pictures, anything you possibly can, so that way when they get it or when you get it, there are absolutely no surprises with the item whatsoever. Okay. All right, next item. Jessica Torres. If you want to get bags, watches, etc. authenticated, where can you do that? There are a few online authenticators that I personally have used. There's My Poppet. Carol Diva is fabulous for Louis Vuitton items. There's another one. I can't pronounce the name to save my life. It starts with an E. It sounds like Eclair, but obviously that's not the name. But they authenticate Chanel pieces, and there's quite a few others out there, but those three are the ones that stand out the most, and those are the three that I have used in the past myself, and I think they have fabulous services, great pricing, and they're very, very quick to get back to you. So those are some amazing authenticators to go through. Okay. Ja051207. What do you think of Fendi? You know, I hear there's a fire truck going, so I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but it's very loud. Okay, so what do I think of Fendi? You know, I was in love with Fendi once upon a time, and I think that they are a great, great company, and I'm more so in love with 90s Fendi. Sex and the City Fendi. For those of you that are avid Sex and the City watchers, I know it's no longer on, but I'm one of those people that I will watch reruns all the time, even if I've seen it a million times. But what I liked about 90s Fendi is that it was fun. It was flirtatious. It wasn't too much. Some pieces were, don't get me wrong, some pieces were a little over the top. But personally, and this is just me, this isn't a knock against anyone that has it, I don't like some of the designs that they have now. Some of them are either too simple, and while I do like simplicity, I feel that they, I don't know, it feels a little too boxy. It doesn't feel like a Fendi, if that makes any sense. Fendi to me is fun. And, you know, they have the Monsters line. And while I personally don't like them, I can appreciate that, you know, because it still stems from their roots. Obviously, Fendi's been around for quite some time now. But I don't know, I do like Fendi, but as I said before, I prefer old Fendi, you know, and one of the bags that I fell in love with back in the day was the Fendi Spy bag. I don't know what it was about that bag. It looks kind of weird, you know, but I just like the fact that it was slouchy, which you guys know I'm not a big fan of slouchiness when it comes to handbags, but it was slouchy and it was comfortable. The leather was beautiful. It was lined with the Fendi monogram inside, and it was a beautiful, beautiful bag, and they brought it out in different styles and different leathers. But I like older Fendi, definitely. And I'm actually thinking about adding an older 90s Fendi to my collection because that's what I like the most. But yes, I'm a fan of Fendi, but they have some quirks that I'm not too keen on. Okay, Fuzz K3. as you always stress on buying SLGs from a brand to know about its bags. But in this video last week, you say that Chanel SLGs don't hold on so well and they show prominent wear and tear. Does it mean that the Chanel bags have the same kind of wear and tear as the SLGs? This is a fantastic question. You know, like this person said, I've told you guys before, I always stress to try out a small SLG of a brand that you're not familiar with to see how the leather will wear, the canvas will wear, or how you'll end up liking the brand, because what if you don't end up liking it? Now, last week I talked about how some of the higher end Chanel wallets, while they are beautiful, some of the ones that are lambskin interior, they wear a little too quickly and they show wear and tear a lot quicker than most pieces. And while I still stand by that 100%, technically it depends on the type of bag. For example, if you get a Chanel bag that has a lot of bells and whistles and is leather lined, I think it will wear a lot quicker than something that has the textile lining. Kind of like, let me bring this out because I'm about to show you guys this in a minute. This little oak card case is the caviar leather, but it does have the textile lining. Therefore, in my opinion, I feel that this wears a little bit better than something that has the lambskin interior. Not that there's anything wrong with, you know, with the higher end Chanel wallets by any means whatsoever, but as far as it showing wear and tear, because it's something that you're going to get constantly go in and out of. So a wallet obviously will show a lot more wear and tear than a handbag. Another example that I can give you guys, if the wallet on chain had the leather lining, I can almost guarantee you that it wouldn't be part of my collection for the same reason. You have the credit card slots that are on the lining itself, and you'd constantly be getting in and out of it, and for the most part, it's all textile lining on the inside, and it has a little bit of leather, but that little bit of leather isn't enough to where it'll show a lot of wear and tear. Another example that I can give you guys is, you might be thinking the Chanel Classic flaps. Those are all leather lined. However, you have to remember with the Classic flap, there are not a lot of bells and whistles. It is pretty much, I'm having such a hard time talking today. They have the double flap, or if you get the single flap from a few years ago, it's a simple bag. It's leather lined, but there's not a lot of card slots. There's not a lot of anything in there. Some people do end up using the Classic flaps, so much so that they will show a lot of wear, especially if they're constantly, you know, adding a lot of things into it, maybe to the point where it's almost bulging. But as I said before, if you get a bag that's leather lined, kind of like the wallets are leather lined, I think it'll show a lot more wear and tear. Definitely 100% than something that has textile lining. So it really depends upon the item. I can tell you guys that if you get a card case with the textile lining, it will wear just like a walk or just like the boy bag inside because they are textile lining. So I still stand definitely by what I said. And I think ultimately it depends upon how that person ends up wearing their items. Because there's some people, I'm very, very, you know, cautious of how I use my items. I enjoy them, but I'm still cautious. There's some people that, you know, will use a bag for its purpose. It is a bag and they'll use it as such. So it all depends upon how they use it. But I still think that buying SLGs is a fantastic way to get to know the brand a lot better than investing in a couple $1,000 bag or $100 bag. So I still say SLGs are the way to go. Okay, Sarah Greco. I'm getting the Neverfull MM in Damier Ben. I also plan on purchasing the Sarah wallet in multicolor Blanc. Should I worry about the color transfer? Absolutely. As much as I love the Neverfull MM with the Damier Ben, the red interior is such, it's a beautiful interior. Trust me, I love it to pieces, but it will stain your multicolor pieces. I don't know if, you know, I've talked about this before, but I told you guys that I had a cosmetic pouch in the Demi Azur, and one day I was super lazy and I decided not to switch it out when I used my Demi Ben Speedy 35, and within, I think it was a day, I can see the corner wear on the Azur started to turn pink, obviously because it's Demi Azur, and then you have the red interior, so it has that pink hue. So I would just be very, very, very careful, and you know, you can always get a purse organizer, because a purse organizer won't have as much pigment as the actual Neverfull itself, never full itself or the Speedy. So you can always try that out, and hopefully that'll work. But otherwise, I would be extremely cautious, or I would actually advise you not to put them together, especially if you want to keep that multicolor piece looking as fantastic as possible. Okay, Lori K. I'm trying to decide between a Chanel wallet in black caviar gold hardware or a Chanel wallet on chain with the same material. Since the wallet on chain is so much more money, do you think that the wallet is just as good? I don't mind carrying it in my purse. I usually carry a lot, and I feel I may not use the walk as much, especially for work or during the day. Or can you carry a walk in your purse and use it as a wallet? You can, because when you actually go onto the Chanel website, the wallet on chain, if I'm not mistaken, is under purses and wallets. Or, well, a purse is a wallet in in Europe, right? If I'm not mistaken. So it is essentially a wallet, and there are some people that I know that do put their wallet on chains in their bags, and they, it's a functional wallet. However, I personally prefer it as a clutch. And the fact of the matter is, when it comes to a wallet on chain, it has so much versatility. It's so much more than a wallet. It's so much more than a clutch. You can use it as a handbag. I talk about the wallet on chain to death on my channel. And, I think it all depends. If you definitely know you're not going to be using the wallet on chain as a handbag, as a clutch, and you're only going to use it as a wallet, I would advise you to get the wallet instead, because you're not going to use the other one for any of its other purposes. So if you think that maybe you might change your mind in a few months, a wallet on chain, like I said before, is a fantastic, fantastic investment, and they really do hold their resale value. So it's all a matter of, what you're really going to use. Okay, Saint Tropez for me. Do you have a pet peeve when you watch other YouTube videos? I do. I have one major pet peeve. It gets to the point that I will more than likely change the video, or I will completely just, it'll leave kind of a bad taste in my mouth. And I know some of my favorite YouTubers do it, but it drives me nuts. I don't understand. And what I'm talking about is when they answer their phone while they're doing their videos. I don't understand that. Have you guys ever seen me talk on my phone or answer a call when I'm doing a video? No. And the main reason that is, I actually leave it in the other room so I don't hear it ring, so nothing like that happens, so I'm uninterrupted. And the reason I say that is because I am sitting down to do a video, and I want to connect, I want to talk with you guys. I don't want to talk with someone on the phone. And another thing is that these YouTubers have the option of editing it out when they edit their videos, and they still leave it in. I don't understand that. Someone tell me, what is so important? Unless if it is important and you hear the phone call, you can edit that part out of your video. There's no reason for it to be on your video. Is it just me, or am I crazy? I just don't get it. You're answering the phone, and it's just, sometimes they go on for like a minute. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, sorry. That's just my billionaire rich husband, or whatever. You know what I mean? It does. I don't get it. I don't understand it. So I think it's disrespectful, because you are sitting down to make a video and that happens. It's kind of like being in a conference and, taking the phone call because it's there, or you hear it ring. You don't do that. It's out of respect that you don't answer the phone. Or put it on silent. Do whatever. I don't care. But edit it out of your video, or if you do end up answering it, or just don't do it at all. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm a prude. I don't know. But that's just how I feel about it. Okay. Sansu Epin. I'm so sorry. Christmas season is in, and I'm thinking of getting a leather Louis Vuitton. Which bag would you recommend as a first-time leather LV bag? I'd like something that doesn't require too much babying and will last in good shape for at least 5 years. The Alma, the Cluny, the Montaigne. Thanks in advance. You guys know I love the Alma. It's a fantastic bag. A leather bag. I would suggest Epi leather versus Empreinte. As much as I love Empreinte, don't get me wrong, but the embossing will end up it won't be as prominent when you first get it. It won't be as deep within 5 years, and it might show a little bit more wear. It might get a little slouchy. I don't know if you're okay with slouchiness. And the Clooney bag, I like the Clooney bag. It's a very simple bag. It reminds me of a 1940s bag, you know, those little top handle bags. However, it does come with a shoulder strap, and it has the microfiber interior, and it's just a very simple, beautiful, classic bag. Now you said the Alma. Well, I do love the Alma. You guys know I'm a sucker for Almas. If you get the shoulder strap with the Alma, I think that might be okay. But for the most part, it's a top handle bag, and it might get a little, I wouldn't say annoying, but it might just get, you might get sick and tired of having to carry it in your hand if you don't get the shoulder strap. So with the Clooney, with the Clooney, you have the best of both worlds. You know what I mean? You have the epi leather and you have the shoulder strap. It's a beautiful, beautiful bag. Extremely carefree, so you don't have to baby it. You can wear it in the snow, the sand, snow, sand, the rain, the sunshine, you name it, and it'll still look fabulous. So I would say that the Clooney and epi leather. Okay, bags and beauty. If you could only choose either the Chanel O card case or the classic Chanel card holder, which would you choose and why? I showed you guys that I brought them out earlier. Here they are. And you have to forgive my hands because I'm not wearing any polish. Probably because I don't feel so good. But anyways, here they are. Here's the O card case, and here is the Chanel card holder itself. Now, there have been times on different videos where I will praise this only, and there's other videos that I will praise this over this. Now, when it comes down to it, at this particular moment, because I'm very indecisive and I might change my mind, at this particular moment, I would have to say that for the sake of security, you can't go wrong with the O card case, right? You know, but it does only have one little credit card slot here, and then you have just the open compartment. However, with this one, you don't have the security of the snap button closure, but you do have 3 credit card slots throughout the outside, and then you have this credit card slot on the inside. Sorry. You have this slot right here on the inside. It is actually pretty generous, even though it's very, very slender. So for the sake of which one would I choose between the two? Like I said, remember, this is just at the moment, I would have to go for the card holder. And the reason why that is because it doesn't take up a lot of space. You can put this is the same amount of cards from this and this. You can put money on the top part, and this one does tend to get a little bulkier, obviously, because it's just a tad wider when you use a smaller handbag. And when I use a smaller handbag, I want to be able to maximize the most amount of items that I can fit into that bag. So this is great. I can fit it in my smaller bags. I can fit it in my bigger bags. There is just so much more that I can do with this. I believe I can even fit this in my mini pochette. I think I could fit this one in there as well, but it might be a little bit harder. This one gives you a little bit more space, so you can put your lip gloss in there, your keys in there, your 6 key holder, your 4 key holder. So I would say that if you go for security, you can't go wrong with this. But all in all, I would have to say that the regular card holder, because it's small, it fits a lot more, and it's just a lot more functional, in my opinion. Okay, Sandra Capers, how do you handle keeping your personal information private on the receipt when you're selling your luxury goods? For example, Louis Vuitton receipts have your name and address on them when you buy them from the online site. Please advise. There are 2 things that you can do. Lately, when I've been buying items, I end up getting, not lately, but as I've been getting items as of a year ago, I asked for gift receipts just in case, because a gift receipt, I think it'll still have your name on there. It might not have your name, but you can always give that to the other person, or you can always just block out your information. What I end up doing is I actually cut my name out of the Louis Vuitton receipt, and that's what I end up, that's what works for me, you know. You're still giving them the original receipt, or some cases, I personally like to give them the original receipt or not give them a receipt at all if I have other items on there. And I've sold a few items within the last 2 weeks, and I have a lot of other items on that same receipt. So I'll just say it comes with, you know, the other, the textile card and things like that. But you can always block it out. You can cut it out or ask for gift receipts, you know, moving forward. If your sales associate's like, oh, I thought it was for you, you know, don't pay any attention to that, because you never know. You might love the piece as of right now, but 6 months time, you might be completely sick of it and just want to get rid of it. So I always advise getting gift receipts is a great way to go. And I think that when you buy online, they do give you a gift receipt as well as an original receipt. So that's always good. Okay, Jeanette Arvello. What are your thoughts on the Hermes Garden Party tote in the MM size? I found one pre-loved for a really good price. I am debating to keep it or return it because I did still pay a pretty penny for it. The Hermes Garden Party tote in the MM size is a fabulous, fantastic piece. What I like about it the most is the fact that it's a great silhouette, simple, clean lines, and it's very classy. It doesn't have a whole bunch of bells and whistles, and the leather that they use, I mean, just Hermes in general for leather is fabulous. But the leather that they use for the garden parties are, I mean, they're just, they're beautiful. I don't like the ones that have, because there's different styles that you can get. I prefer the all leather ones. But I mean, they're exquisite pieces. And I think that it's a great investment piece, definitely. Okay, and last question from Alex Oldendorf. I'm so sorry. Do you know if Burberry is high quality? Burberry is definitely a luxury brand. However, I feel that some of the items they are a little bit high. Some of the items that they have are a little higher quality than the other ones. I personally am not a big fan of their handbags. They don't hold their resale value, and I don't feel that they have the best construction. Now, when it comes to trench coats, there is nothing, or a coat in general, that beats a Burberry coat. In my opinion, there is absolutely nothing. They're beautiful coats. Beautifully designed. They also have fantastic scarves, and their scarves are not as expensive as, say, Louis Vuitton or Chanel. But I feel that even though I've had them in the past, I feel that the Burberry scarves are just there's nothing like them. They're beautiful. And like I said before, while I do have Louis Vuitton and I do like my Louis Vuitton scarves, there is just something about a Burberry scarf, and they're amazing. Whether you get the thinner ones that you can wear throughout the year, even though they're thin, they are comfortable enough and thick enough that you can wear in the winter as well. And obviously they have, the cashmere ones are just fabulous. But like I said before, they are definitely a luxury brand, but some of the items that they offer aren't as high quality as some of the other pieces that they have. All right, so that does it for Minks Monday Q&A. Thank you guys so much for all the wonderful questions. I hope I was able to help out. And this week I have just a few quick videos and nothing too crazy. What do I have? I have some top Louis Vuitton pieces for under $500, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do for Wednesday. But we'll see. Hopefully I don't lose my voice, and hopefully I don't sound too plugged up to do a video. But anyways, that does it, you guys. Thank you so much for all the wonderful questions, and I hope I was able to help you out, and I will see you all tomorrow. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not. The choice is yours. Have a great day, you guys.